Another rainy day, so just having a bit of a tinker. Got the resin Zephyr here. Had a few test laps on it. Traction problems. I've had to wipe the back down with a bit of white tack, which is similar to blue tack. Been looking to places, put magnets in the back. I might look for some magnets online, so I can get some better traction or some better tyres. It goes, but traction is the problem, particularly when you get to slopes. I've made some improvements on it. That's really the first runs on this really, this one. I hear the tyres slipping, look. That's the resin Zephyr 6 for you. Bit of a close-up shot at the front. Still lots of work to do, especially with the traction. Some better shots there, look. What we've got here is some early laps again on another one. This is a resin Austin A40. It's a George Turner model. Now, whilst those skeleton wheels look nice, I'm having problems with standard tyres on it, as in standard Scalatric. There's a bit of an underhang on the chassis and that, and it doesn't have enough clearance from the track in parts to the it basically snags, so it's got a bit of an underhang, and with the basic Scalatric tyres doesn't raise the back end enough off the track. These are some tyres that I got off Colin Spark. Colin Spark does a lot of tyres. He's a great guy. He'll even custom make tyres for you and help you out. So I tried these on this. I could start cutting the arches out, and I don't really want to do that. It does run, but I'm not happy with it. A bit like the Zephyr, really. It goes, but I'm not happy. You can see there, look, already look, just the problems I've been having. Yeah, it goes, of a fashion. It's got to have the interior put on it. And other work. I guess this is just all part of the fun, really. I'd had a really good run with this stuff working straight out the gate, kind of thing. But it looks like I'm having a bit of problems now with these kind of things. If I show you what I mean, if I grab hold of this without destroying my track, if I pick that up, I've only got it loosely held together at the moment. So that looks, the way the chassis is like that, look at the back. Of course, there might be other wheel and tyre options, with it. But I suppose it's all part of the game. I can relieve the wheel arches if I need to. I might be able to find some other wheels, but I do like those Scalatric wheels on these. So, other than that, what I've done to get it to this stage is to put a bit of white tack on the rear mounting, which is going to be a bit of clearance from the rear of the body as well. I suppose if you get a little tiny wash on the back of there, it has to be a little one. It might do the same, but it's a lovely looking model. It's one I really wanted to do, and I would have another one, so I've got like a matching pair. And I loosely based this on a BMC Works Austin A40. That was nicknamed Alf by Pat Moss, which was Sterling Moss's sister. Those you don't know, she did horse jumping, show jumping, and then started doing club rallies, very popular in the 50s and into the 60s. I think she had her own Morris Minor, they called Granny in the end because it was that old. She went on to race. She bought a Triumph TR2 or 3, I think, and got sponsorship off Triumph, or Standard Triumph as it was then, and then went to work for B&C. Well, a bit of an elongated story here, but she drove an Austin A40. They nicknamed it ALF because part of the registration was ALF, and it was red with a black roof like this. I think it's mild tuning. I'd have to dig out. I've got a book on Pat Moss's, I think it's biography called My Story So Far, and she went on to be a very successful rally driver. Drove Heelys, Austin Healy 3 litres. Even drove another famous Austin A40. They nicknamed Zoe because the registration on that one was XOE. Practical Classics found the car in a terrible state, completely rotten, and rebuilt it, and I believe the car is still about somewhere, and enters in classic car events, but it's getting a little bit better as it's going around, but I need to do some work on this one for sure. I guess, you know, you can't win them all. Some of these things take a bit of fettling. I think sometimes I suffer a bit from a bit of lack of patience, and I want it to get them together, painted and you know, working. That's just got stuck on the chicane there, but you know, loving car, but more work to do. That's the way it goes, you know. Bit of a panoramic shot there, as usual, of the track. I want to paint this baseboard. I mean, obviously common sense would have dictated to do that before setting it all up, but again, lack of patience. I'd messed around with classic sport track, and now this well, classic track, then I've tore that down and went to the sport track. It goes on. Yeah, it's just a bit of a disappointing day, but so you can't win them all. I'll just keep plugging away, and I'll keep you all informed. I want to do a bit of an overview of some of the stuff I've built so far, the Anglias and different bits and bobs. And I also want to do a video to talk about Airfix motorised construction kits. I've managed to get a couple of them. I've got a Mini Cooper, the motor's dead. I've got a Sunbeam Rapier. I've got 2 Rapiers actually. One that's still never been built, I don't think, by the looks of it, and one that you saw in an earlier video, a gold one. I've got a Zodiac. That's the Zodiac. Look, that's there. And I've got a Cortina as well. That looks like it came from the kit. So onwards and upwards, as I say. Back to the drawing board on the A40 and the Zephyr a bit. I guess we can call this part 3. On the Austin A40, look. What I've done is I've got my Dremel tool, and there's a hump on the under that chassis, as you saw on there. And what I did, I've just relieved some of the resin, so that seems to be going a lot better. I mean, all these things take a bit of work. They're not ready to run out of the box unless you're really lucky. So I have been really lucky, probably so far, that I've had some problems, but I've managed to, by the time I hit the track, for it to be okay. I'm still not happy. I need to get a small washer on the back end of that, I think, on the chassis, because all I've got at the moment is I've got a fixing screw and a little bit of white tack to give me clearance. You know, I don't really want to be cutting chunks at those rear arches. I think it will ruin the model. But you can see it still has to have the interior in. I've been painting a figure for it. There's an insert for the interior, and even bizarrely a dashboard for this. I'm not sure how that's going to go together, but Well, the other thing I had with this was that the motor that I used, there was no, excuse my coughing, it's my knackered sinuses. The motor tail shaft had got no serrations to grip the pinion gear, so that was slipping off as well. So I've got a bit of super glue on that as well. Hopefully that helps as well. But I mean, I think if I get a little washer on the back of there, if I can get a small washer, I might got the DIY shop even in a bit, and see if I can get a small washer. That might do it. There she goes around the track. I think it's still catching in some places, so I might look at the chassis a little bit more. I can only guess it must have been designed for a smaller but higher profile wheel and tyre combination. Something that would probably look more in fit into, you know, something classic, if you get what I mean. But obviously I'm using what I've got, and I do really like the look of those wheels, you know, these skeleton wheels look. Bit of slippage there, you know, because you can get them from Pendle, you can detail them up, and I think they look really good. So there she goes, look. And with all these things, as things start wearing in, the tyres start wearing in, you know, so they start gripping better, and it all starts working a little bit better. But I'm gonna love you and leave you. Like and subscribe. Catch up with Jake's videos as well. Jake's doing on Hot Wheels cars, some really good stuff. And as ever, we're waiting for the weather to break. It's absolutely foul outside, and I'm not feeling the best myself. A little bit of lurgy. Stuck on the little crossover track again because I lose concentration. As soon as we've got some better weather, then we'll be down the yard, you know, working on the real stuff, if want of a better word. Okay, so there's some there, cars in waiting, look, make a bit of room. Need to find some storage for the cars, you know, nice way of storing the completed models that I can get to without taking loads of boxes out my cupboards. But there you go, well, there's a bit more of an improvement on that one, and I'll catch you soon.